Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to do lesson number 3, which is part of your Python revision tour, that is chapter 1 for computer science class 12. So this course is for the new session, that is 21-22, and we have done basics of Python, like how to name the identifiers, how to use the operators, and today we are going to start with a very important thing in coding called loops. So in class 11th you have worked with loops. Loops means the iterative statements or repetitive statements with the help of which you can repeat the same code again and again. So the same code can be executed multiple number of times with the help of loops. So we'll just brush up and we'll see that which kind of questions can be asked in class 12th based on loops, right? So as you have done in 11th, it is not a new thing for you. You know what loops are. So in simple word, when we call a loop, that means something in circular. So when something goes in a circle, it is called a loop, right? So it is used for repetition. So you have certain code and you have to repeat it for certain times or till a condition is true. We have to keep on repeating. So there we use loops. Loops are also called as iterative statements, or we simply call repetitive statements, right? So each circle is called a cycle or iteration in which the code is executed. We have two loops in Python, for and while. For and while are keywords, so for has to be written in small letters, while also has to be written in small letters. As in 11th you have done a lot of programs using these loops, like you did factorial of a number, sum of digit of a number, you did HCF of two numbers, LCM, you found whether a number is prime or not, and then you made those number patterns also, star patterns, a lot of stuff. But those questions are not expected in class 12th, right? So in class 12th we don't expect a program or a question like that to come in your board exams, but you can get a question which would be based on, like, some code is given with the loop and you have to tell what is the output of that. Or as I told you last time, that there could be a question where the code is given and you are supposed to find out the errors in that. So if there is any syntax error, you're supposed to find out what error is there, right? So in those questions your for and while will be asked, not for the kind of programs you used to do in class 11th. We would be having programming questions, but those would be based on the different concepts, not just primarily on the loops, right? So let's see the syntax of for and while. The purpose of both is the same. So the purpose is that they repeat, but for is called auto increment loop because it increases the counter by 1 automatically. So it's also called as auto increment loop, and we generally use it where we know that how many times we have to repeat something. For example, if I want to print my name 5 times, I can write for a in range 5, and then out here I print my name. So it will print my name 5 times on the screen, right? So this will be printing Anjali, Anjali, Anjali on separate lines 5 times, because range function generates a list of values that starts from 1, goes up to the upper limit. So it gives you 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So range gives me 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So A will work first time with the value 0, then A would be working next time with the value 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. If instead of printing Anjali, I print A, like I don't print Anjali, if I print Anjali, I will be getting Anjali printed 5 times here.
To provide location data to Google Maps to process requests.
Sorry. Yeah. So it will be printing Anjali 5 times. But if I don't print Anjali, I print A. So I write here for A in range 5, right? And I don't print Anjali, I print A instead of that. So what should it print? It will print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the value of A. So the purpose of A is not only to repeat, but if you are doing some calculations, you are doing some kind of formula, some kind of you are working in the range of numbers, so there we can use for loop for that purpose, right? And range is something which can have 3 variables maximum. One is you just give 1, so it goes from 0 to the number minus 1. If you pass 2 numbers, then it will go like 3, 4, 5, 6, not 7. Upper limit is not taken, so it will be incremented by 1 automatically. In case you want to take some other gap, so you can give the third number also. So it will start from 2 and it will give you 2, 4, 6, 8. 10 will not be taken because upper limit is excluded. So all this you have done in your class 11th, right? Sit still. In case if you have any problems with these and you think that ma'am we should work more on it, you want me to explain more on it, so you can write in the comments. Anyhow, a new batch is also starting for class 11th. So in class 11th we will be doing this in detail. In case you feel that your 11th Python is not that strong, so I would be starting it from Monday. So from Monday 11th class course is also starting, so you can do one thing, you can watch that also side by side, so that your basics of class 11 becomes very strong, right? There we will be doing loops and everything in too much detail because that is the major thing over there to do, right? Second loop you have is while. So here we write down while, we write a condition with it. That condition is true, so the statements after the indent are executed, and after executing the statement it goes back to the condition. So it keeps checking the conditions. If the condition is true, it execute again and check again. If it's true again, it checks and execute again. It will keep doing it until it becomes false. So once it becomes false, it will stop. Now why did I specifically told you about the auto increment feature? Like here, if you have a is equal to 1 and you write while a less than equal to 5, and inside this you print Anjali, and if by chance you execute this code, you will be getting Anjali printed on the screen infinite number of times. Yes, so if you execute this, it will keep printing Anjali again and again, because a is 1, 1 less than equal to is 5. True, it prints Anjali, but it doesn't change a. A is still the same. A was 1, a is still 1, it will remain 1. So if it is 1, 1 less than equal to 5 will be true the next time. So it will print Anjali again. Again it is 1, true, 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 never becomes false. So whatever you get on the screen would be Anjali, 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 Anjali infinite number of times. So I don't want that. If I don't want that, I have to increase a by 1. So what will I be writing here? While a less than equal to 5, print Anjali a plus equal to 1. So when I write it this way, now it will actually print Anjali 5 times. How? A is 1, 1 less than equal to 5, true, Anjali gets printed. A plus equal to 1 makes it 2. So it becomes 2, 2 less than equal to 5 is true, so it's printed again, then 3, then 4, then 5. Finally when it becomes 6, 6 less than equal to 5 is false. It stops.
I didn't understand that.
So we get it 5 times printed on the screen, 6th time the condition becomes false. So that's why we call it non-auto increment, because for is the auto increment loop. There we don't have the headache of increasing a by 1. By default it will be increased by 1. But in case of while, you have to make sure that the condition you give must become false at certain point, because if it will not become false at certain point, the loop will never stop, and we don't want such a loop which should work infinite number of times, right? So that is how we do this. But sometimes you have loops where you don't know the condition, you just know that you have to repeat, but if something will happen, I will stop repeating. For example, I want to ask numbers from the user and I want to keep them adding, and I want to stop when user presses a 0. So what is the question? That keep inputting the numbers from the user and adding them, and stop when user presses a 0. Got the question? How would we write it? I don't know how many numbers user is going to enter. So what I do, I take a total is 0. I can also write a loop like this, while true. T capital, make sure you write T capital, because in Python the boolean true has T capital, it's a keyword. So while true means infinite loop. This loop will never stop, right? Now inside this I've taken a number, I write num is equal to int input enter a number. So input enter a number, we get the number in num, and I need to add it to total. But before that I check one thing. I check if the number is 0. If the number is 0, I write a special statement here called break. Otherwise I'm writing total plus equal to num. And when you're out of the loop, just under your while, you will be writing total is whatever is the value of total. I'll show you this code. I'll just execute and show you how does it work. But first understand the working. Let's say first time it works, I enter 25. So num is 25. This condition is false. Total plus equal to num. So 0 changes to 25. Okay. Then I enter 12. Again it's not 0. It becomes 37. I enter 2. It becomes 39. I enter 11. It becomes 50. Then I enter a 0. Now when I enter a 0, number is equal to 0, break. Break means terminate the loop and come out of while. So it will print the total. So break is another keyword over here which terminates the loop. It will stop the loop in between. The loop will not work ahead. All the iterations are over. It's not going to work ahead from that point. That is break. We also use another word called continue in loops. That doesn't solve much purpose, because what continue does is it only terminates the current iteration and goes for the next one. So if you want that only the statements of the current iteration should not work, it should go to the next one, so we can put continue. But in this case, if I put continue here, my loop will still be infinite because it will never stop the loop. So there might be certain situations where you need continue, but there is hardly anyone. But you should know the difference, that break is used to terminate the loop, whereas continue terminates only the current iteration and continues with the loop after that, right? I'll show you how to run this one. So this is your Python IDLE. If I want to create a new program into this, so I go to file and I click on new file. So over here, if I want to write a program, the same thing which we did over there, that was total is equal to 0. Then you write while true colon, and then you had to take a number from the user, and you want the number to be taken as integer because input by default reads as a string, right? So we take a number, we ask enter a number, the number comes in num, and I check if num is equal to 0. If num is equal to 0, I should break. So if num is equal to 0, I should break. Otherwise we should have total plus equal to num. So total plus equal to num will add that number to the total, right? And coming out of the loop, I want to print what is the total. So I print the total here. That's it. Save it, and this is, let's say, sum underscore num. Extension will be .py by default. If I run this, and I'm going to enter the numbers here. I enter 23, I enter 12, 9, 3, whatever, right? So keep entering whatever numbers you have to enter. The moment you press 0, the loop will stop, and total till then is 124. So you can total and check. I believe on the computer, so if it has calculated, it would be correct, but you can cross check it if you want, right? So this is how we write loops. But again, I'm telling you, to write a program like this will not come in the exam. So in the exam, you will be getting programs, but that would be based on list or strings, not directly like this, right? So what you need to do is, what you have to practice, one is theoretically 1 mark question can come, like for is an auto increment loop, while true is an infinite loop, right? Break is used to terminate the loop. So these things you have to remember because they can be asked in the 1 mark section. Another thing that can be asked is the error finding thing, and they can give you a code and ask what is the output of that. For example, if I write result is equal to 1 for a in range 1, 5, result multiply equal to a, and then we print the result. Similar way, you have s is equal to 1, so while s less than equal to 15 colon, and you should print s into 2, s plus equal to 3. So the code is given and you are supposed to tell the output of this. So this is the question for today. So these are the questions. You have to write the output of these 2 questions in the comments below, and that is it for today's lecture. In the next class, we will be starting with a very important thing on which you get a number of questions in class 12th board, that is list. So we will be covering tuples and list in the next session. Till then, revise a bit of tuples and list, and a very important thing, whatever topics we have done till now, that is the revision tour part, I would be conducting live classes. I would be conducting live classes on Unacademy coming week, starting from your 20th of April. So from 20th of April, I would be conducting on alternate days live classes where we will be solving the questions based on Python revision tour, right? It is all free classes, anyone can join in. So this is my profile, right? And special classes section, I will share the link in the Telegram group. So Telegram group link is given in the description. I will be sharing you the details of the class, so you must attend. And how those classes goes, like we have polls, it's a very interactive session. So I will be giving you polls, like a question will be there and the answers will be given in the form of MCQs. So you will be getting 4 options and you have to choose the correct option out of that. That way you will practice.
Everyone, a very good afternoon.
So it goes like this,
65% correct answer.
right? So
Count
this is
_1 computer
this is how we go for it.
Every other computer
So
in the network. So
do join. The links will be provided to you, and your whole revision tour will be conducted in the form of polls on Unacademy, on my profile, which is absolutely free. You just have to use my code Anjali Luthra, that is my name, to unlock the class, right? So stay tuned. It is going to be very much fun. It is going to be very interactive sessions from 20th till 30th of April. Alternate days we will be having those classes, right? That is it for this video, and by the time I upload more, keep watching, keep learning. Thank you.